Thank God, like his third Pollock joke in a row, my phone rang.
Oh.
I picked that phone and I talked all the way till we got to the Hollywood Improv. I did not want this man to start back up.
Your friend's like ready to go, and you're like, no, 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 no,
No,
no,
no,
no, no.
no,
What
no,
about that
no.
thing that you were talking about the other day? The
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
The thing.
yeah.
I don't
Right.
know.
I'd be like, you can hang up. I'm just going to continue talking to my phone. I've done that. There's been a couple times I've tried to avoid people, and I've grabbed my phone, and I'm like, just don't ring, because then I'll look really dumb. And I'll just walk and be like, yeah, improv classes, let's try these.
No, I got into a lift the other day, and the girl had signs taped to the outside of the car, so it should have been a warning, but it wasn't. And then I opened the door, and she had twinkle lights all taped up throughout the car, and then little hearts dangling from all over the ceiling with notes on them, like love yourself and things like that, which is nice and great. But there's just stuff throughout the car. It was like a 14-year-old girl's room, and then the music she had on was awful, but like non-offensive. Like it just was nothing. And I'm sitting there, and it's like if the concept of non-binary were a sound was what was in her car, and I didn't know what like. I was just sitting there. I'm like, I can't tell. She's so nice and chipper, but you can't tell her like, hey, whatever that is needs to go. Like, her car, it was like having a seizure with a child. In the car, I was like, I don't know what's happening, but there's definitely sensory overload. They're weird. I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, they spend all their day. I can't. I don't know. They spend all their day in the car. You know. They just decorate it. I don't know.
Mm.
It's weird.
Mm-mm. But the good thing about Uber and Lyft, like, you don't have a boss. Like, it's like you can set your own out, turn your phone off when you don't feel like being bothered, turn it on when you do.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's a great way to keep people like that need employment
Mhm.
afloat. You know.
It's the new waitressing, like
Yes,
every,
it's better than waitressing because waitresses can't, just they can, like,
Not take
especially a
shit.
waitress
That's
who's
true.
an actress can't just
Mhm.
turn it off. You can turn it off, go to an audition, and turn it back on.
That's completely
Yeah.
true.
So
Now, weird transition. Have you ever had any like crazy injuries or any injuries that you've had to deal with?
Injuries. Nothing like major.
Okay.
When I was little, I fell off my skateboard and sprained my ankle.
Oh,
But
I can't do skateboard. My body, like, I can't dance either though. Like, I'm that girl that's like, I think I can do it, but my body's like, nah, you can't. Try it. We'll laugh at you. All right, never mind.
Well, as an adult, about maybe a month ago, I had a weird injury that came out of the blue. And I was watching TV, and the DVD stopped. And I go to get up and eject it and, put something else in. And my toe gets caught in the comforter.
Ah.
Next thing I know, I'm airborne, flying towards the TV and the DVD player. And it was like something from the greatest American hero. Like I was like, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. And then I landed. And next thing I know, my toe, like, swole or something. Like, I couldn't, like, when I would put it in a shoe, I could feel it when I would step down. So I don't know what injury that is. I don't know if it was a sprain, but that thing hurt for like 4 nights
Yeah.
off just tugging it on the comforter because my big toe went to the left and my other 4 toes went to the right of this comforter. And I was like, how do you get your ass whipped by a comforter?
Oh, it's possible.
What were you watching? Sorry.
Yeah, what was that DVD? It must have been something really good that got me injured.
Yeah.
But y'all know there's some good movies out. I just came from the theater and saw this movie called Prodigy.
Mm.
Oh, it is such a good horror.
Is
Yeah.
that the one with the little girl?
The little kid, he's a little boy.
Oh, little boy.
Prodigy. Yeah, Prodigy was so good, and I'm waiting for the month of March for Jordan Peele's Us movie.
Yes. I don't have time to watch movies. I don't know. I get all my information from the massage room. So a lot of it's always wrong. My husband's like, what the hell are you saying? I'm all, well, between the 3 patients I had today, this is what I pieced together. He's like, whoa. Well, there's a movie.
You're so wrong.
And same with like the weather, because I see weather on an hour or 90-minute increments. So like I'll walk out in the office and I'm like, oh, it's light, and then an hour later I'm like, oh, it's raining. I'm like, oh, okay. And that happened. Like my life's in like hour snapshots. It's really weird.
It made me think of someone for a second. Because we have a cannon that goes off at 12 every day.
Why?
I don't know. It's an East Coast thing, I think. I don't know.
Oh, I'm not judging. I have weird things too. I grew up in the day.
What was growing up in Maryland like?
It was pretty cool at that time. It was just so much fun. It was very diverse, and everybody got along, and it was just a great time to grow up. And you didn't have to pay for your kids' education for them to get a decent education, because the Maryland school system is good. And it was just fun times. That was back when people would go to the skating rink, and it was just so many things that we did that really aren't happening today. Like, when we came along, that's at the beginning of the what do you call them? Because I don't even play them anymore. Those games on the television,
That was a
video game. Just the beginning of that.
Okay.
So where some kids are born already into it. So it was a big deal when video games came about. But by then we had all played outside for so many years and did so much physical activity, and nobody, pedophiles. You would hear maybe one neighborhood pedophile and you knew who he was. So nobody went over in that direction.
Don't go to Larry's, okay?
Yeah, exactly. What do we call him? He did have a name.
Oh, I love that.
He did have a name. Oh, man. Oh, I'm going to have to call some of my friends and get that pedophile's name.
Yes, because I guarantee it was a good one.
Oh, it was, no, that wasn't it. That's what people just started calling generic pedophiles. They started calling him Chester the molester. But no, he really had a name. I'm going to have to find out what it was. But now, if you, the scariest thing to do is to Google the pedophiles in your area, because it's like 1,000 dots all over right where you live.
Everywhere. Like in your house. You're like, what the fuck?
You're like, wait a minute, nobody's here but me.